He's the world's #1 DJ and has sold over 40 million records. In this episode of Interview, we catch up with French superstar David Guetta as he put on a charitable performance on the helipad of the Burj Al Arab in Dubai to raise funds to support the global battle against COVID. David, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
Here with what a wonderful view.
Yes.
Tell me how this DJ gig all came about.
So, yes, it's called United at Home, and I started in Miami and then did New York City and Paris in front of the Louvre Museum, and now this iconic, extraordinary place. And the idea is to bring money for the people in need during COVID, but also for me to have fun and to entertain people, because let's not forget, people still need to be entertained, and that's why I think it's been very successful.
How important is it, to get the entertainment industry moving again? You've had to address, I guess, new ways of working now.
Yes, absolutely. That was the challenge for me at the beginning, because I'm so used to have real people in front of me, But because of all the feedbacks that I had in the previous shows, I realized how helpful and how much people enjoyed it. So now I'm just imagining the people, and it works. I think this show is going to be probably out of all the most spectacular, because the production is really insane. So I'm very excited. It's really incredible. I mean, the building itself is really iconic and very special. But when you come with the production that I come with, it's really impressive.
How do you think the industry is going to have to navigate its way moving forward? How will we adapt and change to make it a success?
Listen, I hope, we don't have to adapt, because very fast everybody will be vaccinated. I can have real concerts again. But I do think now this is the only thing we have. I think this is in the future going to remain as a possible option. Like, I'm speaking with many people about also like virtual reality shows. Mm-hmm. And this is developing a lot, I think it's interesting. And I have kids, and they hang out with their friends in video games. They play video games and they put the helmet and speak to their friends. And this made me think a lot about the new generations, You mentioned their vaccination programs. You've been very vocal about being anti-vaxxers. Why is it important for people, in your eyes, to go out and make sure you get vaccinated in the current climate? Well, I don't see any other choice, to be honest, So I feel very lucky because I'm in Dubai and I was able to get it. So I did the vaccine. This is a very personal choice. I'm not trying to force people to do what they don't want to do, but I don't see any other way for the world. What are we going to do? What else are we going to do? We can't just stay like this forever and let the economy die. This is going to destroy the world. So. And I think I'm from France, which was one, country of revolution, one of the country with the most resistance at the beginning. And I see that numbers are not changing, and more people want to get vaccinated, which is good news, in my opinion.
You recorded Let's Love with Sia during lockdown. How was that process of making music at that time? How did the lockdown affect yourself?
Well, like everybody else, it's obviously not a good thing, but at the same time, I'm trying to make the best out of every situation.
Yeah.
And I have to say, on a creative point of view, it was very good. It is still very good, because I'm spending more time at home and less in planes, and that gives me more time to make music,
Well, you were originally born in Paris, but you've made Dubai your home over the last few years. This place is very special to you. Why do you enjoy your time in Dubai?
Well, honestly, in the moment, this is probably the best place in the world, There's still a real life. It's the safest place I've seen ever. And this is really nice. And also, I think on the COVID, they've been doing good, you know. So I hope it stays like this, you know. The future will say. But so far, they've maintained a nice social life and at the same time safety. So it's a good balance.
You're known internationally as the grandfather of electronic dance music. You know, less of the grandfather, I guess?
I hate this because someone came with the godfather of dance music, and I don't know how it became the grandfather. And I'm like this old, really? Like, okay, why not? But yeah, I dedicated my life to dance music for sure, from funk to house, to hip hop, to EDM, you know, however you want to call it. It's been my life making the people dance, yes.
But you started originally on the club scene in Paris,
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
so actually DJing in clubs, and then obviously transferred all your skills, you know, released, you know, records all around the world. You know, what has been the biggest change for you in the industry since back in the good old days in Paris?
Oh, wow, that's a huge change. Well, first, when I started, there was no such thing as a famous DJ. It just didn't exist. So, you know, I could never have imagined that one day we would sell tickets on our name, and even less that we would, you know, fill a stadium. That was impossible to imagine.
What does the future hold then?
Yeah, I'm looking at the future. Like I was saying, I think all the virtual reality is very interesting, and most of all, I think that when this is over, it's gonna be the biggest party year of all time. So I'm just ready to get back on the road and you know, go shows back to back every day because I miss it so much.
Well, we look forward to seeing you headlining the party of all parties, and can't wait to see the stream of you performing up there on top of the Burj Al Arab. David Guetta, thank you so much for joining us today on Interview on Euronews.
Thank you.